Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays and I'm in the Sao, a tier 10 Japanese cruiser. I'm on map Warriors Path. It's a 3-point domination game, tier 11 battle with no carriers and no subs. And only one tier 11. So, you know, could be worse. Could be a lot worse actually. Anyway, I'm moving here slightly aggressive. Now the Sao does have some pretty good concealment, but I've started the process of turning away there. I can't afford to be spotted too close to the enemy battleships. Now there is a Colbert that's broadside. I have high explosive loaded. So let's fire the salvo and then go for armor piercing with our next one and hope that the Colbert remains visible long enough. Now I gotta keep an eye out on the Iowa. So far the only battleship looking... well, the only battleship around here, so the only possible ship that can shoot me, but nobody's aiming at me right now for some reason. I'm even in concealment now. So armor piercing is out, and ooh, those are some nice citadels. Colbert is down to about 4k hit points. Unfortunately, it's also in concealment. And it doesn't look like we're gonna get any spotting on it anytime soon. Now there is an enemy set in the camp that's probably hydroing, and Viper was forced to flee and seek shelter behind the island. Now Viper is hydro himself, but his hydro is 1 kilometer shorter than the set's. So unfortunately it looks like the set is gonna dominate the camp for now. Now I'm gonna launch some torps towards it. Although when we look at the minimap we can see that the set where it was spotted is just outside my torpedo range. Also the cap is almost taken and the set will not remain in this smoke afterwards. Or at least it's unlikely. Now there is a Moskva here as well and there's a Schlieffen potentially coming this way. As a Sao, obviously I'm not too fond of being shot at by too many ships at the same time. So we're gonna take this careful and I'm gonna turn away here. Because we don't really have that many ships. Now I do have my friendly Kurfürst that's pushing into the cap, possibly trying to get rid of the set. Also he is now spotting the Colbert, most likely with his hydro. Now I'm going back for some armor piercing against the Colbert, and there is another citadel. Colbert is still alive though, but we have some shots going for it. Not sure how fast it can reverse and if it can seek some shelter behind this island, but hopefully we'll get rid of it, and no. It's now down to 94 hit points. So we've almost got the Colbert the first time around, but it survived. Now this time we've almost got the Colbert again, but it survived. This Colbert is hard to get rid of. I'm gonna go for a range plane here and shoot at Moskva some. There is nothing else to do. I'm pretty happy that there aren't too many battleships here that are trying to shoot me, because I'm the only cruiser around and probably the softest target. But my Kurfürst is doing a good job of some tanking. Okay, the Colbert is banked. Now, can we get it this time? I only have my front guns to use because my rear guns... well, I don't want to show that much broadside. Now I have to keep an eye on who is aiming at me. Currently one person is, but it's not the Iowa. And the Colbert is down to 300 hit points this time. And it still lives. So I'm doing quite a bit of broadside sailing, but as we've established so far, the Iowa hasn't been interested in shooting me. The Moskva has been taken care of. But you know, at some point the Iowa might be interested. I mean, it's not like I can turn instantly, but I feel like I should be able to do some dodging if that Iowa actually switches its guns to me. For now we'll just try to burn it a little bit. Now the torpedoes were meant in case the set is around or the Iowa actually pushes us, which is not the case. So far I'm pretty happy with how much the enemy team ignores me, I gotta say. Meanwhile, it's not looking so good over at the A side. We still have quite a few ships there. But the enemy is inside the cap and we are most certainly not. We have some ships here still in the center. Overall, it's a pretty even game, I guess. Now both teams have a cap, although we are contesting theirs, which is pretty good, and it looks like we are getting this Iowa very low. Unfortunately, my division mate is also getting... But, well, I mean, he's a Kurfürst. Obviously, he's on fire. It's just how Kurfürsts work. Now, the Iowa has been dealt with, and this flank is basically cleared. The set might still be lurking somewhere, but last we've seen it, it was in retreat. So we can now take this camp. And look, the Colbert is back, this time on 500 hit points. You know, this Colbert is just pretty much undying at this point. Might be a lich. We should be looking for a phylactery, I guess. Otherwise, it just keeps coming back. Now, we're gonna get this camp, and then I'm gonna move out. I think my friend in the Kurfürst is gonna chill here a little bit and wait for a heal. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna push towards the B cap. Now, with my Hydro, I can keep this Colbert spotted, but it doesn't look like anybody has shots, which is a shame. We have Des Moines pushing in here. Unfortunately, of course, there is also a Schlieffen somewhere in the back. There is a Kita-Kase and there is a set somewhere. But the Des Moines isn't the healthiest one. Also, if it goes closer to the A side, that's where most enemy ships are. Oh, the Colbert is healing again. Now, briefly saw the Kita-Kase, but unfortunately not close enough for me to spot it. And well, the good news is nobody's really... Well, somebody's able to shoot me. And it's a Schlieffen. There are still some more shells on the way. I'm still trying to see if I can shoot the Colbert, and ooh, that was a Citadel. I guess it could have gone a lot more wrong. So I'm trying to get some shots into the Colbert. I'm still trying to get this Colbert sunk, which so far has not worked. The Des Moines that was sort of pushing in to possibly get shots on the Colbert was taken out. Without sinking the Colbert, mind you. Now, oh, the Colbert is down. What is it really? Will it return? Who knows? So I'm spotted again, probably by the Kita-Kase through a gap here. So I'm gonna fire some shots at the Schlieffen. I do have at least a little bit of cover, but now there's a problem. If I keep going this way, I'm actually broadside to the Napoli. I'm not so afraid of the Austin at this range. Probably not even inside Austin range. I'm switching to armor piercing because the Napoli is broadside. Once again, nobody is aiming at me right now, so I mean that could change, but for now I should be okay. So I thought I could go into concealment here, but obviously not. So let's shoot that Napoli a bit. Somebody was briefly... Yeah, enemy is starting to get an interest in me, but I'm already sort of escaping, and it's not the Napoli that is looking at me. So that's good news. Now it looks like the Hanover was looking at me. I'm pretty well angled against the Hanover though. Not that angling matters because, you know, I'm a cruiser, so... Yeah, angling didn't matter at all, did it? But hey, still floating. The Napoli has been dealt with, so let's go around this island and see what else we can. I am still getting detected by most likely the Kita-Kase, and I wanna break vision and get away from that Hanover that I can't even shoot. Yeah, there is the Kita-Kase. So I'm dodging the Hanover shells. The Kita-Kase armor piercing is not really that scary at this range. So this is perfectly fine. Now I'm gonna turn around, go into the camp and see if I can't do something with cover. There are lots of lovely islands there, and we'll see what we can do. The Schlieffen has been taken care of, so the sea cap should finally be cleared of all enemies, which is good because those ships are now in a position to come back here and help at B. Overall, not looking too bad. We are ahead on ships, points and camps, which is exactly what you wanna be. Okay. Enemy Kita-Kase is inside B. I'm already popping a Hydro. There could have been torps coming right there in front of me to intercept me, and it would be a shame just to eat them right now. Now I'm not detected yet. I presume the Kita-Kase might be on the other side of this island, so we're gonna see if we can flush that out with Hydro. Now the ships at the AE cap are pretty far away. I'm mostly concerned about the Hanover. If I go into gunfight with the Kitakase, well, I should be afraid about its torpedoes, but also the Hanover might be a problem. If the Hanover would just go a little bit more forward behind that island, that would be lovely. So we will see. Haven't seen the Kitakase yet. Now, Sao is a pretty long ship, so I might just be eating some fish if I'm not careful. But I also have quite some powerful guns to take care of that Kitakase. And, well, there it is. I'm spotted. There we go. That's one less Kitakase. Now, there doesn't seem to be any fish, right? My hydro is still running and I'm not detecting anything. I might have caught him too much by surprise to get some fishes off, or maybe they were on cooldown. Now I can make a turn before I get detected by the Hanover and get some fishes out in concealment. So my reasoning here with this Torps is that he's either keep his reverse up, then first salvo here is gonna hit, or if he's stopping the reverse and starting to go forward, then maybe the second salvo will hit. It's not like I need all of my fish against the Hanover. Keep in mind the Sao Torps hit pretty hard and the Hanover isn't the healthiest anymore. And it's still being shot at. Now, I've just realized that there is an Austin also looking at me, and Ohio is hopefully busy with something else. So, Torps are looking good at the Hanover, so better shoot the Austin, I guess. Well, that's a shame. Now, fish at the Hanover still looking good. So you see, it has started going forward again, but that's not very helpful because there is even more fish. And there we go. It's one less Hanover. Now, I'm afraid there has been too much time for a double strike. Can we get a double strike? Well, that's assuming I sink the Austin here. Yeah, no double strike. But, you know, still fine. I'm okay with this, I guess. Well, let's just leave a single Ohio, so nothing left to do but charge it at this point. You know, I might just go for a YOLO torpedo charge. Like, be one of those Saos that just goes in and then shows full broadside and gets devastated. Well, I don't have enough hit points left to get devastated. But actually, I do, just barely. Right, you need to do more than half of an ship's damage for a devastating strike, and I still have slightly more than half of my hit points left. Be that as it may, let's continue our mad charge here. Now I'd also be okay with just getting some fires and such. Speaking of fires, we also have the Conqueror coming in, so that Ohio should be ablaze. Well, it actually is. Or was. Okay, now we need to reapply some fires. Our PSRs is also here with some planes. And my secondaries are in the mix, although I don't think our secondaries are gonna do anything notable here. Okay, the Ohio has decided to shoot me, no surprise there. I can pop my heel, and now we go for the infamous Sao turning. That shows my full broadside in order to get properly devastated. Oh, we got a shoulder to shoulder. Also, the Ohio has stopped aiming its guns at me, and there is a strike. You know, we're getting all the achievements now. You know, if I can sink this Sao, we get the sort of Team Kraken thingy. Not the personal Kraken, but at least the division Kraken. There we go. Well, this was a lovely Sao game, I would say, and I gotta say, I really liked Sao. Not sure why, I think it just resonates with my playstyle. Now in this battle it also helped that the enemy ignored me for a long time in the beginning. It's always more enjoyable if the enemy forgets to shoot you. But hey, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.